you, the Scout Band. Now call on and one Imam. Thank you very much. I now have the honor to invite Al-Ghasim Jallo to lead us in Muslim prayer.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma inna nas'aluka bi annaka alhamdu la ilaha illa ant. Al-Mannan badi'us samawati wal ardi ya zal jalali wal ikram. Bi rahmatika nastaghith. Allahumma inna nas'aluka bi annaka haqqun wa qawluka haqq wa wa'duka haqqun wal jannatu haqqun wan naru haqq wan nabiyyuna haqqun was sa'atu haqq wa liqa'uka haqq wa Muhammadin sallallahu alaihi wasallam haqq. Allahumma zidna wa la tanqusna. Allahumma arhamna wa la tu'azzibna. Bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. اللهم بارك لنا في هذه المجموعة المباركة. اللهم بارك لنا كما جمعنا هنا برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين. اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك على نبينا محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم في العالمين انك حميد مجيد. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you. Amen. May our prayers be answered. Let us begin our prayers in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. The Almighty living God, giver of life, we thank you, we glorify your name. Thank you for the gift of life. God, the most merciful, we thank you for this special day that you have set aside for us to realize your love. We thank you for all the knowledge that you have bestowed on our healers. God, our Father in heaven, you have entrusted your healing powers to the Archangel Raphael. May the same powers be filtered to those that you have chosen to take care of your beloved sick people. May the gift of knowledge that you have given to our traditional healers continue to be a sign of love for your own people. God, our Father in heaven, we commit this gathering into your hands this morning. May this gathering continue to strengthen the faith of your own beloved people in you. Do not look into our sins, but our faith in you. Forgive us our sins and deliver us from all kinds of temptations and evils. For the kingdom, the power and glory are yours now and forever. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Omar Ja. Mamadou Gazama, representing WHO country rep to the Gambia, and of course the Director of Health Services, who will join us later, Dr. Mamadou T. Nyasi. Regional Director of Health Services, Mr. Musa Kamara, present with us here. Mr. Abulai Mbalo, the Program Manager, Traditional Medicine Program, and all Program Managers present here. Mr. Saliu Pui, the President of the Traditional Healers Assembly. The President of Health Journalists Association, Sali Jaju, and all media houses present here. Of course, the Scout Band, the staffs of the Ministry of Health and all partners present here, members of the Traditional Healers Assembly present here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. My name is Michael Mangamende, the Director of Health Promotion and Education. I'm going to be the moderator of the program today. Today being a day that the Gambia joins the continent of Africa to commemorate the 22nd African Traditional Medicine Day, which is commemorated on August each year. And the theme for this year is support the provision of quality and safe traditional medicine through appropriate regulatory mechanisms. The day provides an opportunity to join the rest of the continent to focus our attention on raising awareness on the role of traditional healers practitioners in the healthcare services and the need for improvement, and the collaboration with stakeholders for better services. The observation of this day, special day, will raise awareness and calls for action to end misconceptions for better health services. Distinguished ladies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, with this short background, I want to take this moment to welcome all of you to this auspicious occasion. To proceed in the program, I have the singular honor to invite Mr. Abulai Mbalo, the program manager of the National Traditional Program, to make a keynote address. Mr. Abulai, welcome.
Put it this way.
No, you don't want your face to be covered. I want to see your face.
Okay.
Back.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. Mr. Chairman, Honorable Dr. Omar Jah, the Permanent Secretary, Health, and guest speaker to this occasion, the WHO representative, Mr. Momodu Gassama, members of the High Table, distinguished guests, hello professionals, health professionals, esteemed traditional healers, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Africans. It is exactly 23 years since traditional medicine practice or traditional medicine program was introduced in the health system of the Gambia. WHO found that 80% of African people, they resort in one way or another to traditional healing. It was deemed fitting to incorporate the sector into the health delivery system to achieve holistic health care. On this special day dedicated to traditional medicine, it is in my honor to address you on behalf of the organization and committee. This year's theme, as the chairman mentioned, is selected by WHO for the commemoration of traditional medicine for this year. Since this is the 22nd edition of traditional medicine celebration, African traditional medicine celebration, support the provision of quality and safe traditional medicine through appropriate regulatory mechanism. This theme resonates deeply with our collective aspiration to harness the full potential of our rich medicinal heritage. Traditional medicine has been an integral part of African culture for centuries. Our ancestors possessed ethnobotanical knowledge of secondary metabolites of plants. They use this plant to heal disease and maintain well-being, shaping the health culture landscape of our continent. In recent years, there has been a growing global recognition of the value of traditional medicine. The World Health Organization has acknowledged its potential as a complementary and alternative approach to health care, particularly in areas where access to modern medicine is limited. However, the unregulated use of traditional medicine can pose risk to consumers, adulteration, contamination, and inappropriate prescription, and can compromise patient safety and undermine the credibility of traditional healers. It is therefore imperative that we establish and implement appropriate regulatory mechanism to ensure the quality, safety, and efficacy of traditional medicine products. As you can see, the exhibitions over there, at least they are trying to meet the standard by labeling and packaging their product, to a standard that is acceptable. The theme of this year, African Traditional Medicine Day, call upon us all to work together to develop and implement this mechanism. This involves collaboration between government, regulatory bodies, traditional healers, researchers, and pharmaceutical industries. Government have a critical role to play in establishing legal framework and enforcing regulations. They must ensure that traditional medicine products are properly registered, tested, and labeled. They must also provide training and support to traditional healers to ensure their knowledge and practice. Government, as they provide training for health workers, conventional health workers, they should not leave the traditional healers behind. They should also be upgraded, capacitized, so that the blame or the caricature they put on them could reduce. Regulatory bodies must establish clear guidelines for the production, distribution, and use of traditional medicine products. They must conduct regular inspection and enforce penalties for non-compliance. Traditional healers have a responsibility to uphold ethical standards and ensure safety of their products to their patients. They must obtain proper training, use only genuine and highly quality ingredients, and avoid making exaggerated claims. So therefore, at this point, we are urging all traditional healers to desist from advertisement on radios and television. If you are having a good product, your product will call patients to your side. Researchers have a vital role also in conducting rigorous scientific studies to evaluate the efficacy and safety of traditional medicine products. Their findings can inform regulatory decisions and provide evidence-based support for the use of traditional medicine in the Gambia. The pharmaceutical industries can collaborate with traditional healers and researchers to develop standardized and quality assurance traditional medicine products. They can also provide training and technical support to traditional healers and ensure that traditional medicine is manufactured according to the GAP, that is the good agricultural product and good manufacturing practice, and distributed according to the international standard. By working together, we can create a robust and transparent regulatory framework that support the provision of quality and safe traditional medicine. This will only protect consumers but also promote the preservation and development of our precious medicinal knowledge. In conclusion, African Traditional Medicine Day is a time for us to celebrate our rich heritage and acknowledge the potential of traditional medicine. Let us use this opportunity to commit ourselves to the development and implementation of appropriate regulatory mechanisms. Let us work together to ensure that traditional medicine is safe, effective, and accessible to all. The National Traditional Medicine Program, which I am the program manager, is mandated to manage the program and facilitate its activity, such as the functions mentioned above. None of this can be achieved without funding. It's rather unfortunate. Sometimes funding is a problem with most of the program, but we are urging stakeholders, and government agencies, international agencies, to come to traditional medicine aid so that we can get to where we want to go. Therefore, I call on the government, Minister of Health, to facilitate the provision of policy and an act on traditional medicine practice. Without a policy, without an act, we have no trajectory where to go. So therefore, since the program is under their purview, I think the Ministry of Health should push hard and fast to see that this act and policies are in place. This will help set up the Traditional Medicine Council, generate revenue for the country, mitigate standard, and reduce charlatans in the sector. On the other hand, I call upon the traditional healers, traditional medicine practitioners, to keep moving towards the right direction by capacitating yourselves with knowledge to meet standard, protect consumers, and garner respect and recognition. So far, with the traditional healers in the Gambia, we have about 9 with a high diploma in naturopaths, and we have a master's holder in traditional medicine, that is pharmacognosy, natural medicine science. We have also 39 people who has undergone a seminar on basic anatomy and physiology of the human body. At least that is, they are trying to capacitize themselves with knowledge so that by the time the council is set or regulations are put in place, they will be in a safe position to do their operation as perfect and legal binding traditional healers in the country. To the conventional health practitioners, learn to appreciate the traditional medicine practitioners. They are your partners in healthcare service delivery. We are not opponents. We are not to counter each other in the field of giving service to our people. We should rather embrace each other, accept each other, and help each other for the benefit of our clients and patients. Despite their limited training and orientation, they are doing wonders in providing healthcare to the populace. I can't conclude without thanking the following people or the following institution. For this commemoration is completely and fully funded by the traditional healers themselves. We were late to send our request to WHO, to WAHU, before they could come to our aid. Since many years ago, we have never commemorated this day. They took it upon themselves, contribute their own monies to see this day a success. Congratulations, traditional healers. Thanks to the KMC who has given us this space, this monument, to have this occasion at free of charge. Thanks to the KMC. Among the healers, which I can conclude without mentioning their names, Idrissa Musa, New Life Herbal Medicine, congratulations. Thank you for your effort. Fabakary Bojang, the former president of Trahas, thank you for your effort. The current Trahas president, Salif Puy, the former governor of LRR, he is also, without any hesitation, he is at full time in service of Trahas to see traditional medicine to a higher height. Al Gasim Jallo, Faju Agwer, he borrowed this language from the Wolof, but he is a fuller man. He was the man who read the prayers in the Islamic way. We thank you for that. We thank Mustafa Gassama, Esa Jawara, Sabu Sire Juara. They are here, with us. Gampos, he gave us the posters at free. So we have to thank him for that gesture. We have to also thank Habatu Sauda, who at any time we call them, they are at our answers. They are always with us. They take care and help the program at different way, at different time. So thank you so much, Habatu Sauda, for your effort towards traditional medicine development. Above all, a big thank goes to the Excellency Adama Barrow and the entire government for their overwhelming support. We are thankful for every opportunity we have under your leadership, but we still need more for the development of the sector. Thanks once again. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Program Manager Mbalo, and congratulations for initiating this, and I hope it will continue to be observed every year. It's being an integral part of our culture. There is a need for control mechanisms, and I know it's good that this is commemorated this year, and I know the Ministry of Health also, who being the bona fide of the program, will stand firmly to support. I'm not here to speak for the permanent secretary anyway. And also, one thing that you have mentioned in your speech is the collaboration of between the conventional and the traditional healers, which is very much important. And of course, you really right when you mentioned the issue of policy framework as a challenge. And I think when we have mechanisms for this collaboration, the two will work smoothly. And what we need to do is we have to stand firm and end the misconception. And that cannot be done without strengthening communicating to the public, and communicating about the traditional healers and the policy makers. We need a lot to do. And I'm happy that you have mentioned one key challenge, which is the funding gap that you have. And I know it's good that we also have WHO, which is a pillar that is always supporting the Ministry of Health. Thank you very much for those remarks. These occasions like this can always be opportunities to highlight our situation, our challenges, and also come up with recommendations to see how we move forward. Thank you very much. Now I have the honor to invite the President of the Traditional Healers Assembly, Mr. Salif Puy, for his remarks.
Assalamu alaikum. Nuyu naa leen ñëpp ñi fi ñëw traditional healers, jërëjëf. Dr. Omar Dia, Permanent Secretary, Health. Mr. Mamadou Gassama, representative of WHO. Mr. Musa Kamara, Regional Director. And then we have also the Director of Health, Assistant Director of Health just coming, chairperson, and my fellow healers. So my task is a fair task. I just want to give out a brief history of the organization. I also want to say a few things on our aims and objectives. I also want to say a few things about our achievements and of course our bottlenecks, that are our challenges that we are facing as far as traditional medicine is concerned. These are the few things that I want to say. Now to start with, this organization started 2009, so we are about 15 years now since it was formed. It was formed by strong members of the organization, and I must say it here, Alaji Amadou Ndiaye of Cherno Baba Association of North Bank. This must be said because history, we cannot distort history. By that time, Silla was also responsible for National Traditional Medicine Program. So Silla also, wherever he is, we are saying a big thank you to Silla, who was also representing the Minister of Health. We have our motto. Our motto is, with traditional, alternative, and complementary medicine, there should be better health for all. So this is why we are coming into existence. We also have a mission, and our mission says, together we can work for a developed and advanced healthy Gambia. We need to work in tandem with Ministry of Health to make sure that the health dispensation of this country will be advanced to higher heights. So, and this cannot happen without collaboration. So it's collaboration that we are yearning for. These are our objectives. That is enhance learning and training on of our traditional healers to achieve to ensure better dispensation of herbal medicine. So this one I will tie it with one of our achievements. So far so good. We have trained 9 of our members with advanced diploma on naturopathy. And naturopathy, you all know, is an advanced medicinal discipline which is taking the whole human being into perspective. That is what we call holism. Because in this era where you have so many ailments, lifestyle diseases, only drugs alone cannot help. So you have to take the person holistically. Now, the second pillar of our objective here is to foster relationship and partnership with the Ministry of Health. This is exactly what we are doing. Since the beginning, this is what we have been doing. To enhance traditional medicine by combating diseases through the prevalence of in the Gambia by traditional means. Promote and foster health, education, and communities by assisting in the upkeep of sanitary status of our environment. Before you cure, you must prevent. In fact, prevention is better than cure. So this is why we are also putting this thing into cognizance to make sure that in our dispensation, we are always advocating for prevention. It's better to prevent than to cure. We also talk about foster relationship with the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Environment in conserving the forest and woodlot by creating botanical gardens in all regions of this country. And we have started in one of the regions in Western region, and we have 1.5 hectares there that is already fenced and is already a bona fide property for Trahas. We have not stopped at that. Just to buttress on that, we went further to make all the inventory of all the plants that we have in that garden with a 10-year development plan. So this is it. So that is a big achievement for Trahas. One of the other objectives that we have is to collaborate with the Ministry of Culture through the National Art and Culture to safeguard ICH elements in this country. That is intangible cultural heritage. They are perishing in this country, so we have to nurture them. Because traditional medicine is cultural, so therefore we must maintain our cultural heritage. Promote healers and natural medicine to prove that we are children of Mother Nature and therefore working to protect our herbal plants to benefit mankind. To promote the idea and knowledge of holistic healing, hence this is why we have graduated and still training on bachelor's degree level on holistic medicine called naturopathy. That we are also doing that, we are undergoing that. About 9 of us are also undergoing that. So it's good that the ministry also knows that, so that they will know that now all of the wax rek passé nañ era bi ñoo wax ne xiira si dañoo lambatu passé na. Another main point here is we are sensitizing our membership of our fellow traditional healers and the general public on matters affecting and retarding health conditions of our communities. Still on the prevention. This is very key. Because there was a time we have this board of health. But right now, it seems that the idea of board of health or health is diminishing in the whole ministry I have seen, of the whole country. Because there were, if you go to the communities, there were PHCs, primary health, care centers, but all these things are fading away. And I think it's very, very key. Because if we do so, we'll be able to prevent a lot of ailments in this country. Mr. Mbalo has just mentioned part of it. We are also organizing educational workshops, seminars, lectures on hygiene, knowledge on herbal plants, prevention of disease and ailments by using our own natural herbal plants, so that we ensure prevention of diseases, ailments by using right herbal medicine and organic food therapies. Now, when you come to our achievements, as I said earlier on, we have established a functional office in Bilkama with few office implements that we have there. We also were able to we bought 6 motorbicycles to facilitate our movement that was done by ourselves. Through our survey that we have done recently, let's say about 1 year ago rather, we were able to at least register 2,000 members across the country. We manage a botanical garden, as I said earlier on, which is 1.5 hectares, and then still we are working on it, and we want to improve more on it. so that it will facilitate research on medicine. We have also collaborated with the University of the Gambia, and we have done a research on about 4 plants, and we have already established the information is already with us, and it was certified by the University of the Gambia. That also was a very good achievement that we have done, and through that we were able to motivate some of those graduates, and one of them is now doing a master's degree in Ibadan. All that had been steered by this organization. Okay? As far as we are concerned, we want to work hand in hand with the ministry so that at least some of our bottlenecks will be taken care of. One of the bottlenecks is still we are not having our office premises, and we are hiring an office space, paying $50,000 every year. $50,000 every year to make sure that we maintain an office. Okay? Last year, we were able to organize a very successful conference advocating for legislation. And I know that the ministry have had us, because recently we have met with the director, and he told us that they have already employed a firm and they are working on all the acts and rules and regulations or regulatory frameworks for all the sectors, all the health sectors, so including traditional medicine. So can we clap for that, please? That is a good move. These regulations they have to be forthcoming and then be implemented by the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, because we are ready to be regulated. Are we? Are we ready to be regulated? Therefore, we are ready to be regulated, because it is only through regulation that safe and quality medicine can be dispensed to our public to ensure maximum health well-being to our Gambian people and beyond. Now, finally, on behalf of our National Executive, we thank the National Traditional Medicine Program Office under the leadership of Abdullah Mbalo. He is doing very well. Working under the Ministry of Health, they are also doing well, because anytime we want to have a meeting with them, they always make it easy. It was just a few weeks ago that I just wrote to them, and they welcomed us, and then we had a good meeting. We want to thank the Health Ministry for the bold steps they have taken to ensure legislation of traditional medicine and healers in this country. Because it's one thing to regulate the medicine, and another thing also to regulate the healers themselves. The ministry have a very good vision for the legislation, but we are saying that a vision without provision leads to the revision of the vision. So therefore, this should be made to see the reality of the modern legal framework of traditional medicine into full action. If that is done, then what we are yearning for will be achieved. Finally, we urge the Ministry of Health to accept the marriage between the mainstream medicine and traditional medicine. Do we agree that marriage? If we do, therefore, there should be proper and unison in terms of collaboration. we are one and the same. Because we want to heal the people, the mainstream medicine also want to treat the whole people, and we are dealing with the whole Gambia, so therefore we should work together, hands on deck, to make sure that we achieve what we want to do. It is very promising, and we also know that hence it has been done. It will be taken into consideration. Urging all our healers also, this is a warning to all our healers as well. I'm urging all our healers to be ready for legislation. So what I mean by that is that we must go by the standards, by the dictates of the ministry. All that we are doing must be standardized. We should obey our hygiene. We obey the rules and regulations of WHO, WAHU, and the Ministry of Health, so that we will go to higher heights. It is only then we'll be able to at least walk and then be proud of ourselves. Urging all healers to be ready for legislation and be ready to dispense safe and quality traditional medicine to all Gambians and beyond. So on that note, I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you very much. That was good one. Very well.
Thank you.
Are these mine or yours?
Yes, you can have it. You can have it. Yes.
Thank you very much for that insightful speech, the President of Traditional Healers Assembly. The speech is very much touching. You've made numerous achievements despite some of the challenges, and I believe the steps that you have taken already will encourage the ministry, will encourage the partners, because it's always said if you want somebody to give you help, it's good for that individual to find you already doing something which you have done. And it's also good that we celebrate our veterans, and you've named them here because the road that we are walking along must have been started by them. Thank you very much. And one day after, somebody also will celebrate us. Thank you very much. I want to be flexible here, Scout Band, because you've given us more than music that we expected, and the time, so I give you just 3 minutes for us to go by the program guide. Otherwise, Bandmaster. Or whilst let me have the next speaker so that you get ready. Thank you very much. I now have the honor to invite Dr. Mamadou Tinyasi, Acting Director of Health Services, for statement.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. The Honorable Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Omarja, here present, representative of the WHO Country Office, Mr. Mamadou Gassama, Program Manager of the Traditional Medicine, Mr. Ablain Balo, and his entire team here present, the Regional Director of Western 1, Mr. Musa Kamara, and his entire team present here, the President of Trahas and his entire family, that is the Trahas family members here, the media houses, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. It is a great privilege for me to be here, to be part of this very important commemoration. But before I proceed, I want to reassure the President of Trahas, Mr. Pui. I have acknowledged the marriage between the Trahas and the program manager of traditional treatment. This is not today. Since the meeting we had last time, I told you, my daughter is the program manager. That is Mr. Balo. So I have given her to you as a daughter for you to marry. So if it is good, it's you. If it is bad, it's you as a husband. So the marriage has been tied. So give me this opportunity, as traditional medicine has always been a practice for centuries. It is always important for us to acknowledge and celebrate it together. World Traditional Medicine Day is commemorated each year, 31st August, to raise awareness about the importance of traditional medicine in promoting health care worldwide. This day serves as an opportunity to acknowledge the rich heritage and diverse healing practices found in traditional medicine system. Traditional medicine has been practiced for centuries and has made valuable contribution to well-being of individuals and communities around the globe. This year's theme is support the provision of quality and safe traditional medicine through appropriate regulatory mechanisms. From ancient herbal remedies to acupuncture and Ayurvedic practices, traditional medicine offers unique approaches to healing that are deeply rooted in cultural traditions. Commemorating World Traditional Medicine Day allows us to recognize the role of traditional healers and practitioners who have dedicated their lives to preserving and advancing this traditional medicine system. Their knowledge and expertise has been passed down through generations, and they are a vital role in providing healthcare services, particularly in underserved communities and remote areas. It is important to highlight that traditional medicine is not an alternative to modern medicine, but rather complementary to it. By integrating traditional medicine into healthcare system, we can enhance the overall effectiveness and accessibility of healthcare services. Traditional medicine can provide alternative treatments for various ailments and help alleviate the burden of modern medical resources. Additionally, the conservation of medicinal plants and traditional knowledge is crucial for the sustainability of traditional medicine system. Recognizing this value of biodiversity and promoting sustainable practices can ensure the availability of medicinal plants for future generations. On World Traditional Medicine Day, let us celebrate the contribution of traditional medicine to healthcare and promote its integration into global health system. By embracing the diversity of healing practices, we can work together, we can work towards a more inclusive and holistic approach to healthcare that respects and integrates traditional medicines alongside modern medicines. So we all have a responsibility to play, especially as traditional healers. And I want to echo and emphasize the same point that previous speakers have highlighted. As I said, it's a responsibility, and it's a very, very, very strong responsibility that we must all try to embrace and take it with an open mind and with a strong sense of responsibility. That traditional medicines goes with responsibility, and it has to be practiced, as previous speaker said, safely and holistically, and with ethics. Otherwise, the collaboration we want to engage between the traditional and modern medicines will be hampered. So the whole world is yearning, both WHO and WAHU, they want us to integrate it into modern medicine, but it has to be practiced safely, as I said. On that note, I think the message is well passed, and I'm sure very optimistic we are going to have a very holistic approach, and we are going to work together to make sure that we achieve it together as a ministry and at the same time an association which is TRAHAS. We have that very good collaboration, and this is not the first time. We had a very fruitful meeting, I think, a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, with regards to the importance of integrating traditional medicines into modern medicine. And I'm sure, very optimistic, we are going to reach that destination together with a smile face. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director Dr. Nyasi. Thank you very much, Scout Ban. Thank you very much. The marriage has been endorsed.
Can you clap for that, please?
Thank you, Dr. Nyasi, for endorsing that. And also, it's good also to know that traditional medicine is complementary to conventional medicine, and that calls for responsibility from both ends. And I think the recognition of that responsibility has been manifested as we are all requesting and recommending for frameworks to have frameworks and mechanisms. Thank you very much. Now I have the honor to invite Mr. Momodu Gassama, Health Promotion Officer for WHO, representing the WHO country rep. Mr. Gassama.
Thank you very much, able chair. Assalamu alaikum. I think I just want to recognize the existing protocol before I start. I am here representing the World Health Organization country representative, who is not able to join us, but we are all in this together. So I am here to represent the entire WHO team. I would also like to recognize the existing protocol when WHO is with the Minister of Health. The ministry is the boss. WHO, for some of you who may not know, it's just a secretariat to member states. And member states are the governments. So when other organizations run away from the Ministry of Health, WHO will never, because they're the one, they're their boss. So when you were here, in recognition of that, I would sincerely want to thank our boss, of course, the permanent secretary, Dr. Omar Jah, who is able to, avail himself to this very important meeting. Now, sometimes one wonders, or one asks, or one is inquisitive, or when you see a high profile, attending a meeting. I think we should be thinking about, even if you are not told, you should know that there is something happening at a higher level. And that higher level, meaning that you are there, but you are not forgotten. When you have a permanent secretary, that's number 2 in the whole ministry, which means that not only the ministry is represented, but the entire government. So which means that we are not surprised that, the ministry has taken that giant step towards recognizing, traditional medicine. I have been in this game I know all the history, because I've been in the system for some years now. So from day one, I know I've attended many of these occasions before. So I know the chemistry, and all your past experts, veterans, I know them. And I also have to join you, in congratulating them on their excellent job. Of course, I will also like to recognize the Acting Director of Health Services, my own brother, Dr. Nyasi, who is also here to join us. Again, another demonstration of the Ministry of Health's commitment to this program. They could have said, well, the program officer is okay, we are not coming. So I know we know how busy they are, and even our directors, they are very busy. So their being here is a pride for us. Not only you, but even the World Health Organization. Of course, my own brother, Salih Pui, we met several times. I know your chemistry, I know your dedication, I know your commitment. So thank you very much for elucidating. I'm amazed. I was really thrilled when I had the achievements that you've had. It's amazing. Many countries or civil society organizations are struggling to go that far. With very minimal resources, you are able to go this far. I think this is a clear demonstration that you are ready to work with the health sector. So we thank you very much for that. And of course, the program manager and all of you, Trahas by extension. Mr. Pui, extend our gratitude to the entire Trahas. We know you are doing an excellent job. All we want is continue with the job. Now, why are we here? I know speakers have already mentioned about it. The African region is taking a very unified approach to traditional medicine. And the commitment, when I say WHO and its member states, it is called African Traditional Medicines Day. Look at this, it's not the World Traditional Medicine, it's African Traditional Medicine Day. So what brought this all? Way back in 2000, when at the 50th session of the Regional Health Committee for Africa, this was a decision by member states of the African region. And these are our ministries of health, ably represented by our own ministers of health. So it's a very, very dynamic, very powerful platform for all, all ministers in the region to discuss health issues that are pertinent to our realities, pertinent to our context. So this is the birth of our giant ministries, our giant ministers who were really very, very, very passionate about traditional medicine. So it's not WHO, it's the WHO member states. WHO is just a secretariat. So which means that the African region is going that far to give that prominence that traditional medicine requires. We are in this together. I know you've already mentioned about 22 years now along the line we've been commemorating this. This is the 22nd year, which is remarkable. And we know that, I mean, the theme is slightly hinges on the previous theme, which was last year, 2023, although we didn't commemorate it. But it's all about, that theme was about the contribution of traditional medicine to health and well-being. That was the theme. Yes. Now, this team is now saying qualified, a little bit up. Now we go into quality. So it means that the two teams are almost interwoven. Quality, assuring quality is a must, of course, even in conventional medicine. Ensuring that quality, safe medicinal products are given to everybody. It's not only traditional medicine. So safety is across the board. Because one thing you cannot accommodate in medicine or whatever, per health, to make a mistake. Because these are life-saving measures. If you make a mistake, you are going to harm the health of the consumers. So therefore, there is no room for making mistakes. There is no room for compromising standards. There is no room for compromising quality in anything, whether it's complementary medicine or maybe conventional medicine. So safety is at the core of the health system's provision for everybody. Why are we in this? You are valued. Traditional medicine, if you all know, one of the 6 building blocks of the health system is to provide quality essential medicines. So, and this is also traditional medicine. So traditional medicine can never be forgotten, but it has to go with quality. Now, what I can tell you is that WHO is recognizing the efforts of member states. Just 1 year ago, what were we saying? What did we see in the African region? Nearly 25 countries in the region, 25 countries in the region were able to integrate traditional medicine in their curriculum, in their science curriculum. I am sure with these narratives I'm hearing, so you are all moving towards that direction. So not all countries have done it. Of course, there are 47 member states of the region, but 25 are able to do that. So which means that half of the continent or member states of WHO have gone that far. They recognize that, again, it's not only telling people the story, but if you have very robust system in place that can really continue this good work that we're doing, and there is no way, there is no better, there is no better method to do that by other than better than integrating this in the science, in the curriculum of our universities, our health training institutions. So we are aiming to go that far. And again, 20 countries, I'm very amazed, 20 countries have also gone that far in training traditional medicine practitioners. So I can see the marriage between Trahas and the Ministry of Health is also moving towards that direction. But what is astonishing is that we have to thank the government and the people of the Gambia and the Ministry of Health, because WHO, one of the most important message that WHO sends to member states is to urge them, to appeal to them, to integrate traditional medicine into their health services, into their health system. Guess what? This country, for years now, you have mentioned about those program officers. Ambalo, Ajalo, you are not the only one, but there were others before you. And, just making sure that there is a program alone, that tells you that government this country has gone far. So we have to clap for the Gambia for really being on that road. So integration is a process. It's a big basket. And you go slowly, slowly. So having a program, observing this and making sure that you have policies and that in place is very good. Now, quality, why are we going into this? It's very important. WHO also recommends not only traditional medicine, but medicine in general, to make sure that there is quality, safe, affordable medicine for all. And that's why we're talking about universal health coverage. Nobody should be left behind. So it is important that as we observe this day, to reflect on those things, that traditional medicine should be for everybody. We should all have access to it. And getting access to it means that we need to provide the safe and quality medicine that we have. Now, what WHO also recommends is that we need to really strengthen the science behind traditional medicine. Quality is important, but quality cannot go with science, without science. They have to go hand in glove. And that's why WHO is recommending the ministries of health in the region, and of course, other institutions, organizations, to partner with the research bodies, so that we do the science that is needed, we generate the science that is needed, and piece those science together to inform our policies and regulations. Even the regulations that we're talking about now cannot be done without science. The science must be generated to inform those policies and regulations so that the quality will also be set. Otherwise, we'll be groping in the dark. And I'm sure the ministry already has a research directorate. It's not only the program that you may be working with, but ministry has a holistic system in place. And of course, there are partners out there who are also very keen on this, and we can partner. Together we can really generate that science that we need and use the science to inform our policies and regulations. So, one recommendation is let's strengthen the evidence base, let's strengthen the science, let's strengthen research so that we offer quality services to our consumers. So it is important, and I'm sure with the training that you're doing, this is going to really complement that. It's going to strengthen that. You are already on track. So all we need to do is to work together to make sure that we accomplish our dreams. And our dream is, of course, everybody to have the highest possible level of health. That's WHO's own goal, that everybody in this world must have must attain the highest possible level of health. And it's the same thing for ministries of health anywhere. We all want our community, our population to have the highest possible level of health. But health is beyond health. That's why you are here. We always say for a lay person to understand health, don't think health is all about doctors or public health physicians or hospitals. We know the determinants of health are also there waiting for us. And that's why we put it simply, we say, when other sectors sneeze, health catches cold. That's all. So don't sneeze here. Everybody who sneezes here, my brother, PS will get cold. So we know that we value the determinants of health. And the determinants of health are not within the domain of the mainstream health sector. They are in other sectors. And that's why the Ministry of Health, we are very proud of you that you are moving towards that direction, getting other sectors closely working with you to address the determinants of health. The determinants of health are, education, you have been involved in them. Agriculture, you have been involved in them. All the other sectors, take it for granted. All of you together, you contribute more. The science that we have available, is that it's 45-55. If you put the health sector alone, say you are there, and all the sectors together, and you say, what is our contribution to the health outcomes? It's 55-45. The health sector only is able to contribute 45% of the health outcomes, while the 55 is all the sectors together. So this is why the health sector is very critical in collaborative way. So your coming here does not mean that it's by coincidence. It's not by chance. It's deliberate effort, because we know that the determinants of health are beyond the health sector. So just to cut it short, we thank you very much, and WHO will be ready to really support, because our business is to support. Our business is to support our business. Who do we support? The government, the member states. That formed the organization way back in 1948. How many years ago now? 76 years ago. We know. So 1948, and it was the member states that established WHO. So we are there. We will continue this spirit. We will continue to give the energy. We will continue to generate the signs, and we will continue to work with you, my brother. Extend our regards to Honorable Minister. We are proud of him and the entire team for laying down a solid foundation for health. And with this, we will really go higher and higher. On that note, I thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Momodu Osama, for that insightful speech. Thank you. Baraka. Thank you, Scout. Thank you. It's a moment of joy. And thank you for remembering that era. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gazama, for recognizing the efforts of the ministry, and also thank you for always being beside the ministry to support the ministry. Thank you for those words of encouragement, and I think with what we have heard from all the speakers, the ministry, there's an achievement, and I think the ladder that we have started climbing, we will continue to get to the higher heights. When other sectors sneeze, health catches cold. I think it's important to take note of that. This is why the Ministry of Health don't work in isolation. We encourage a multi-sectoral approach, working with all sectors and working with all civil CDOs. And also we encourage the same thing, because we have heard from your president also. That same multi-sectoral approach you have taken is very much key. I think together we will be able to get to where we want to be. Thank you, and congrats to all of you. Now we have now come to close to the end of the program, and we're going to have our last speaker. And on that note, I have the honor to invite the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Omar Jah, for his statement.
Thank you very much, Director Mendy, for having been doing a good job as an MC. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahabatihi ajma'in. On behalf of the Honorable Minister, would have loved himself to be here, on my own behalf and on behalf of the Minister of Health and the government of the Gambia, Republic of the Gambia. I would like to first and foremost buttress on Mohamed Gassama's thesis on the political will. Without political will, the steps will be very slow, but I have to leave an SMT. I was chairing an SMT. In fact, when Mr. Bojang, when they called me last week, I was supposed to have a retreat today, because I told them that even though even if I had a retreat, I would at least ask someone to step in and then I would attend. So this is demonstrating the real political will to work together. But before, not to jump the protocols, let me start by saying Assalamu alaikum to the members of the High Table, starting with Mohamed Gassama, the WHO rep. And I have Mr. Abdullah Mbaro, the program manager, Abdullah Mbaro, who gave a very good speech. I also have the president of Tarhas, Mrs. Salif Poli, very encouraging speech. I have my director of health service here, regional director, Mr. Musa Kamara, members of the High Table, members of the Paris, and the Scout Band. They have been doing a good job. Each and every individual that made it here, I would like to thank you and also welcome you. Generally speaking, if you don't want to run out from yourselves, you have to synchronize between the soul and the body. Because when you talk about cure, when you talk about diseases, when you talk about medicine, it must be holistic. Because you cannot deal with the physics without the soul. You cannot deal just with tradition without modern. And I can say that life started traditionally, not modernly. So you cannot run from tradition. The only thing is to organize it. And I think that is the responsibility of the humanity itself, and that is why WHO and other stakeholders are doing very good to support the governments to make sure now that we have a comprehensive and holistic approach to human being. Most of the time you have physical ailments that emanates from the spiritual vacuum. And if you don't touch the nerves spiritually, if you don't touch that aspect, you just cannot solve our problem holistically. And I think that's why synchronization, synthesizing, both are very important, and that is why we're just here. So on behalf of the Minister, I have the honor and privilege to join you today in commemorating Gambia Traditional Medicine Day. The day is an important opportunity for us to reflect on the significance of traditional medicine in our communities and the vital role it plays in promoting health and well-being. Our theme today, support the provision of quality and safe traditional medicine through appropriate regulatory medicine, resonate very well and deeply with the need to ensure that traditional medicine continues to serve our peoples safely and effectively. Traditional medicine has been an integral part of our culture for generations. As I said, we start traditionally, not modernly. When Adam and Eve came, they found trees and herbs. There was no doctor, but they have to be cured. When we in the village, Mr. Bojan knows exactly. He and I have lived. Have known each other for more than 30 years. He was in Faschaho, and we know the importance of the traditional healers when you don't have access, especially in some of the third world countries where you don't have immediate access to modern medicine. So definitely they have been doing a good job. But of course, as they themselves say, we have to do more. So that's why tradition before modern, that has to be understood. And the importance of traditional medicine in many parts of the world, especially in Africa, traditional medicine is the first line of defense against illnesses for most of the population. It is accessible culturally accepted, and often the most affordable form of healthcare available. The rich diversity of medicinal plants, practices, and knowledge system in the Gambia provides a unique opportunity for harness traditional medicine for the benefit of all. As I said before, it is body and soul. And if you neglect any one of them, then you neglect the other. And when we say about holistic also, not about the bodily holistic, but you have mentioned the importance of multi-sectoral approach. Because if you create a very healthy human being, then there are sectors that have to be part of that. As you said, health catch it all when there is a sneeze. That's why other sectors must come to really solve. And when human beings are healthy, then everything will be fine. So I think it's very important. However, to fully realize the potentials of traditional medicine, we must ensure that it is practiced safely, ethically, and in a way that aligns with modern health tradition. This is where the importance of regulation comes in. I have taken note of my brothers who have just given a very powerful speech in terms of the policy, the act, and we are taking note. And in my conclusion, I think I will say something about it. Challenges facing the traditional medicine. Despite its numerous benefits, traditional medicine faces several challenges. This includes a lack of standardization in practice, variability in quality of medicinal products, and limited scientific validation of their safety and efficacy. Without proper regulation or regulatory framework, there is a risk of misinformation, misuse and disinformation, and potential harm to patients. Need for regulatory mechanism. Establishing appropriate regulatory mechanism is crucial to overcoming these challenges. This mechanism should focus on, number one, standardization, ensuring that traditional medicine practices and products meet established standards for quality and safety. This includes setting guidelines for the preparation, storage, and administration of herbal medicine and other traditional therapies. I was in Bangladesh. They are developing a very powerful pharmaceutical industry. And I think when you look at them, they have been able to synthesize, they have been able to really synchronize the two systems. And I think we also can learn, because we do not need to reinvent the wheel. There are many benchmarking that we can do in other countries to make sure that we will fast track the process that we have started. Another one is training and certification. Providing adequate training and certification for traditional medicine practitioners to ensure that they have the necessary knowledge and skills to deliver safe and effective care. The other one is research and development. Encouraging research into traditional medicine to validate its efficacy and safety, identify potential risks, and explore ways to integrate it with the modern medicine. Public awareness and education. Raising awareness about the benefits and risks of traditional medicine and educating the public on how to use it safely and effectively. Collaboration and partnerships. Promoting collaborations between traditional medicine practitioners, healthcare providers, researchers, and policymakers to create a supportive environment for traditional medicine. You see, I have an analogy. And sometimes if you don't understand the importance of things, you don't appreciate them. And there are a lot of analogies. And sometimes we compete and we elbow each other because of the lenses we use. If you use different lenses, then you don't do that. Yesterday I was in a meeting when they talk about men and women. I said sometimes when men, they look down upon women, maybe it's a husband who fight with a wife, and then they look at the lens of that wife. But when they look at the woman as a mother, as a child, and as a sister, they never do that. So the different analogies can also happen here. In the past, we who go to the traditional education or conventional education, we used to look down on, for example, Tibet, because we did not know the importance of Tibet. But lately, when we see, during the 1990 economic downturn, 1980s economic downturns, those countries that have Tibet, they survive. So the more you change your lenses, the more you appreciate others. And I think this competition, this elbowing, it is only when you use a particular lens. But when you use your lens, look at the the togetherness rather than the otherness, then it will really work very, very, very well. The role of government and stakeholders. The government, in collaboration with the stakeholders, has a critical role to play in supporting traditional medicine by developing and encouraging regulatory policies, providing resources for research and training, and fostering partnerships. The government can help ensure that the traditional medicine remains a safe, effective, and respected component of our healthcare system. Of course, the WHO, as well as Director of Health Services, as well as what I have just heard from Mr. Puy and others, it's good news. Definitely, when you have political will from the level of ministries at the African level to say that, then they understand the importance of identity. Look, tomorrow when Africa is going back, I know there will be a day when we come back for hegemony. So when we come back for hegemony, our traditional health system will be part of that hegemony. Why? Because I know that we borrow a lot. We borrow a lot. And when you borrow, normally technology is not value free. Technology is not value free. So when you come back to your identity, to recreate an African identity, I'm sure that traditional medicine must compose a very important part of the tradition. That is why I know that the African governments, when they meet, they understand that also. So I think we have no way to go back. It is just a process that we have to continue. In conclusion, as we commemorate Gambia Traditional Medicine Day, let us reaffirm our commitment to supporting the provision of quality and safe traditional medicine. By establishing appropriate regulatory mechanism, we can protect the health and well-being of our people while preserving the rich cultural heritage that traditional medicine represents. The reason why I said you spoke of heritage. Heritage is part of your being. It's part of your being that if you neglect, you will never be. And that's why it is very important. Let us work together to create a future where traditional and modern medicine coexist harmoniously, and providing comprehensive healthcare solution for all. So, in conclusion, I just want to note that I'm happy because, I'm new to this sector, and I used to think about why do we synchronize these two? But I have heard that the giant step that you have already taken, because recognition necessitates doing it yourself. Because sometimes they blame people for not recognizing us or recognizing someone. I said, but you have to recognize yourself first. Sometimes I came from the tradition of the Arabic language. Sometimes even they also complain that, oh, we have been marginalized. I said, but you have marginalized yourself. Because if you don't marginalize, if you want to start it yourself, and I have seen that you have done a giant step, that we have to recognize. Definitely you are organizing yourself, you have done very good things, and these papers that I have just heard, it's an indication that you are not sleeping, but you are thinking integrally. And inshallah we will push it to the highest height, inshallah. But to conclude, I would say that, of course, integration is a process. As the WHO has just said, integration is also a process. What I advise sometimes those who progress, there is the philosophy that says, don't jump. I always advise the young generation who want to jump, that if you jump, you fell into the hole. There is a gentleman who said that life is a natural unfolding. Natural unfolding. You have to progress in a series of small successive steps. Don't stand, because if you stand, people will go. Don't go back. You have to move every day, but then you have to move also in a well, calculated steps. So it's a series of small successive steps, from a simple deterministic beginning to a perfectly transcendental culmination. The moment you jump, you fall into the hole. That's why it's a process that is going gradually, but we have to do every aspect of it and every level perfectly. And we promise you as a government, on behalf of the ministry, on behalf of the government, that we will be there and listen to you. The issue of policies, the issue of acts, the issue of that you have mentioned, I think you have mentioned about a number of things regarding the policies and acts. Here, I put them, policy, acts, and office space, and curriculum. These are very important things. And we will work with you to, inshallah, look at them gradually, and we are together in it to make sure that health care is accessible and affordable. Thank you for your attention. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Professor.
Hey, how are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Welcome, welcome.
Alhamdulillah. Colin saying hi to you. Colin saying hi to you.
Thank you.
Used to be my professor.
Yeah.
Used to say in Egypt, in Cairo.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you very much, Scout Band. Thank you, Permanent Secretary Dr. Omar Jah, for the insightful speech, very encouraging, and I think it's hopeful as well. And this is what makes programs like this a success, being listened to, and also appreciating, and especially when what you have listened has found you already taking steps towards that direction. I think the program, together with the assembly, Traditional Healers Assembly, you can sleep today very well, because the marriage is already tied, and also all the challenges that have been highlighted. Also, there is hope that together with the Ministry of Health and of course support from our partners, WHO and others, we will improve on all those challenges. Let me take this time to thank all of you for coming, and congratulate all of you for being part of this auspicious occasion. And we've now come to the end of the program. I thank you for your listening. I thank you for the interest that you have shown in the program. And I urge all of us to take what we have had here and also use it to raise the awareness in our own communities, show that that misconception that is between traditional and conventional also will be a thing of the past. What we're going to do now is, from here we will have an exhibition of the traditional medicine. But before that, let's all pray in our own ways to thank God for being with us here, for His guidance and His blessings and love. He has guided us throughout, since from the beginning of the program till now. Let's all pray in our own ways. Amen.
Yes.
In the touring the medicine, I will please allow the high table to be led by Alassana Fofana, and then you follow behind to see what they have exhibited on the tables there. Thank you very much.